Well, here we are at the airport. It is 6:04 a.m. It is what's the date? The 22nd or something like that of August. And it is taxi vlog 469. I'm pretty sure of that part. The night started slow. I think it was about 45 minutes till I got my first call. And I think it was about an hour till I got the next one. And then I was dropping my third call off downtown like about 2.5 hours into the shift. And as soon as I was dropping the guy off, there was this family of people, 6 people who didn't speak any English, and I thought that they were giving me shit for being in the way of where they wanted to back their vehicle out, but they wanted a ride. And then this other guy came along and said, "Can I take a ride?" And I said, "Yeah, sure, whatever. First, whoever gets in first, you know." That was the only really seemingly busy part. It was a slow night for the most part. I had about $150 on towards 5 o'clock, and it was about 3 times I waited for a couple hours for a fare. Then I had this one finally that was going a reasonable distance from one end of town to the other for about $20. But the guy halfway there, he says, "All I got is $12." I said, "Well, that puts me on the spot. Now, what?" He says, "Well, what are you going to do? Drop me off and make me walk the rest of the way?" And I said, "Well, if you could give me something," and he said, "I can pay you tomorrow." I said, "Well, yeah, only if you give me something to hold on to so that I can, you know." So he gave me his phone. He said, "Well, it's not charged." I said, "I don't care if it's not charged. I don't want it for my own use. I want it so I know you're going to pay me." He said, "Well, can I have your card with the number on it?" "Yeah, sure. Here you go. Here's my card." So I got another phone. It's probably of no use to me, except that I will get the rest of my fare tomorrow. I got $12. He owes me another $8 or so. And he didn't have a card. He didn't have a credit card or a debit card. He didn't have his wallet on him. Now, what good is that, you know? People who are not prepared to pay. Oh my goodness. What a mess. So now I'm going to have to go hunt this guy tomorrow, or he's going to have to call me, and I'm going to have to go looking for him just to get my 7 or 8 more bucks. Pretty pathetic. Well, I cleared from a call at 4 o'clock, and at 5:35 I got kicked off the board. The reason I got kicked off the board was I didn't touch this MDT for a couple hours, or for an hour and a half, and so I got booted off. And I even heard it booting me off. It went beep, and it showed me the login page again. So I had to book on, and thankfully 5 minutes after that I got a call. It was a 5:45 time call, and the guy went to the airport, and that is what saved my night. Other than that, it was shit. So much for Monday. I'll be back tomorrow. I just cleared here at the airport. So I had one in the morning. Now I got one in the evening. I think I can just coast the rest of the night, which is lovely. It's nice to get your lease on so early. Last night it took until almost midnight to get the lease on because it was a really slow night. But tonight I've been on the road, 2 hours, and I have not stopped. And of course this trip came out here, so that's a wonderful little way to start a Thursday night. And maybe tonight will make up for last night, how slow it was. So I'll get back to you in the morning or tomorrow or something like that, let you know how it went. Okay, it's Wednesday. It's Wednesday and I'm on my way to work. It's 25 after 6, which is a good time. As good a time as any anyway. Last night, after that run to the airport in the evening, I was still busy. I was smoking busy till about 1 o'clock, non-stop, one after another. And of course, after that, I got kind of tired. I sat in the parking lot a little bit, turned on my my Wi-Fi, started watching YouTube videos, and fell asleep. So that's the way that goes. So after taking a nap, I got another call, and I got a string of these trips where they were anywhere between $10 and $15. And I had a pocket full of $5 bills, and every time I had a trip, it was trading a $5 bill for a 20, and I had a few of those, and ended up my night at about 330 or so. That was a wonderful end to the night. So for the crappy Monday night, I paid with the crappy Monday night for a wonderful Tuesday night, and now we're into Wednesday, and I'm looking forward to another good one. Got to get the rent money together now because last week I was extravagant. I bought a little more whiskey than I planned on buying, and that was simply because I found some things on the shelf that I hadn't seen in about a year, and they're my favorites. So of course, when you see an opportunity like that, you jump on it, or at least I did. And so there's still more whiskeys I want to get. There's always more whiskeys I want to get, but I wanted to have some of that. Anyhow, back to work, and I'll talk to you towards the end of this shift, let you know how it went. Needless to say, the Tuesday night was a big success. Well, good morning. I somehow neglected to get any footage while in the car. The Wednesday night went really well. The first few trips I had were long ones, so by 9 o'clock I had my expenses all on. And then from there, I just kind of coasted until 1 o'clock. And after 1 o'clock, I got a chance to go to sleep. I went to sleep about 4 times trying to watch videos, and every time I'd put a video on and I didn't have a call, I'd fall asleep watching it. So I don't know what I saw. I woke up at about 4:45 going, when the thing booted me off, there was a little beep and it woke me up. And so I turned on the clock again, and I guess the cars were ahead of me were clocking off, and I got one last trip, and it went all the way to the gas station where there was a car wash. So I took advantage of it and washed the car, and now I just fueled it up and parked it. And so I'm walking home, and that's the end of that. I'll be back for another installment tomorrow. Or tomorrow. Yeah. I guess now is as good a time as any. It's 10 minutes to 5 on Friday morning. So this is the end of the Thursday night. It's been busy. I was slammed as soon as I got in the car, and it was solid going on till about 1 o'clock in the morning, with a little 20-minute break at around 10 o'clock, which was just what I needed. And it was long trips and trips all over the place, and sometimes it was connecting, and sometimes I would drop somebody off and then turn a corner and somebody else would be waving at me. And since since 1 or 2 o'clock, I've had a chance to watch some videos and of course fall asleep in the parking lot. And right now I've got about I don't know, maybe 330 on, 340, something like that. It's been going really good. So I've had decent fares and a decent time. The beginning, the first 6 hours were kind of hard though, because it was, like I said, one right after another. And just now I dropped off somebody at the hospital. She was one of the employees, I guess, in the psych ward building. And just as we were arriving at the hospital, there was one guy kind of standing in the middle of our road. And then he sort of let us by, but he was standing right in the middle of the road. And so I dropped her off, and then I was coming back through the hospital grounds, and then there's some girl just flailing around, like just in the, right by the lobby and into the road, and she's just flailing around. It's been a little weird for things like that. And temperature's starting to get a little colder in the morning hours like this. We got 12 degrees now. In the last week we had something like, 17 or 18 degrees at this time in the morning. So, maybe the autumn is coming. It's coming slowly a little bit. Anyhow, I think I'm gonna go take another little nap and wait for another call. Well, here we are. It's the end of a Friday night at 6 o'clock and 10 minutes. 10 after 6. And came out to work, and I was busy. I had 300 on by 1 o'clock. And now I've got probably around 450, something like that. I don't know exactly. But I was busy enough. Highlights. There was one point where I picked up some screaming kids. It was a 2-car order. Me and this other car, we were sitting in a parking lot together, and we got sent out to pick up these screaming kids, and they wanted to play the radio loud. Had a few other bizarre fares. I had one bunch of junkies, or the guys who were doing cocaine, it seemed like, and they wanted to I got sent to an address to pick them up, and I couldn't find them. The lights were off and there was nobody on that street. But then at the end of the street I saw somebody at the corner, and I went to the end of the street and then looked around the corner, and there were these 2 guys, and they were just goofing off in the street. And then I went to where they were, and they got in, and then we had to pick up their buddy, and then they wanted to go to Quadra. Now, Quadra's a long street, and they said, Quadra, Thrifties. Oh, Thrifties on Quadra. Well, there's 2 Thrifties on Quadra. So it was the one near Quadra and Mackenzie, near Uvik. But no, that's nowhere near Uvik at all. It was just confusing. So I was in the right lane, and I was gonna, guy mentioned something about going to a store. I was gonna pull into the store, and he said, no, left lane. So I moved over to the left, and he meant the middle lane. So they said, no, not this lane, the other lane. It's like, oh, fuck. Why don't you just give me an address to go to and I'll just take you there? And now in the morning hours it got a little quieter. I was able to watch a few videos, and I did get a nap in at one point, and now I tried to count the Interacs, and there's a security guard. I wonder what he's doing. Oh, well, I'm heading towards the car wash, but before I wash the car, I'm going to add up the Interacs from last night, from the whole week, all the Interac and credit card charges and stuff, and then I'm gonna go home. I gotta wash the car. He didn't wash it last night. He said that there was too much of a lineup at the car wash to get back in time. Yeah. So I guess it's up to me to take care of that. So the whole week ended up being quite successful. I'm just tired right now. Just burnt out. Had enough. 5 12-hour shifts. What is it? Taxi Vlog 469. Something like that. Sidewalks are for what there, people? Ooh. Okay, hope yours is better than mine.